The cyclone damaged large areas of the botanical gardens in the sense that a lot of the trees that we'd planted as the initial nurse species have come crashing down. So at least about 80% of those trees are on the ground. A lot of the specimen trees that are smaller and younger that were growing through, they're still surviving. So it's, in that sense, it's not such a devastation for us, but it's just a lot of work in order to clean the place up. General cleanup process will take about a year because we've got a lot of trees down, and we'll just slowly work through. We've got about 30 acres of land where we're going to have to go through and clean up the trees. And in the infrastructure area, we'll take us another week or two to, we've done temporary repairs to the roofs, but now over the next 3 months we'll get those roofs fully repaired and back to functioning properly.
Can you give a financial estimate of the damage?
We had basically what we did, we looked around. We had a lot of roofs come off and the infrastructure. Plus we had the windmill damaged, which is our main source for water. So totally we lost about 5 lakhs in terms of infrastructure, in terms of houses, roofs, water infrastructure. And then we have a lot of work to do cleaning up, but hopefully that work will pay for itself because there'll be some income from the trees that fell down. We got teams out there cutting the trees with saws, chainsaws. To May the Still, we're working on clearing the access. Definitely in the whole of Auroville, there's surely a fire risk. Here, hopefully we're going to keep it under control and we'll get as much of this wood cleaned up and then this stuff shredded so that the fire risk is massively reduced. We'll start getting the schools back in because it's a great experience for the kids to come and see what's happened and to understand the power of the wind, and then we can link that to global warming or global climate change, however you want to call it, because these are environmental issues that are going to be here for us now and they're going to come back. This is all going to be sold as firewood. As the size gets bigger, then you're going to find that we'll be able to use that for timber, and that'll be sold as timber, or we'll keep it here in the gardens and use it for projects in the gardens and make things out of wood and sort of try and create beautiful things, just things out of wood, whatever we can dream up. How long will it take to get back to where we were before the cyclone? Quite a few years, because we've lost a lot of the shade. So it's going to take us 3, 4, 5 years to get back to having a nice shady environment. It's going to cost us about 10, 15 lakhs in terms of wages and just the amount of money we're going to have to spend to get this gardens back to where it was. So the main work will take about a year. 2, 3 years down the line, people will probably come here and not realise there's been a cyclone. It's good to learn from experience. When we have to look at the gardens and say, okay, in 10, 20, 30 years time another cyclone will come through, and we have to design the gardens and plan the gardens to take that into account, because we'll be stupid in 30 years time if we're still crying that another cyclone's come and done the damage.